Okay, once again, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll be back with what I think is, yeah, Area 3. The Torizo. Analysis of this sentinel shows evidence of unknown organic tissue, most of it concentrated in the torso region. The Torizo's armor plating is light enough to give it great mobility, but also leaves it vulnerable to standard weapons. According to Chozo history records, the construction of such advanced types of sentries was performed exclusive by the most gifted, created with biological matter and mechanical components. This makes it difficult to reliably calculate its combat abilities. This is gonna hurt.
Mr. Kane?
Mr. King.
What you doing? As I painfully wait for my browser to load so I can at least tell what you're actually doing.
What I am doing is getting my ass kicked.
That's not very specific, as that usually happens in a lot of games.
I'm trying to beat this this guardian robot that's guarding the space jump. And I made the foolish mistake of playing this game on hard mode.
You just forgot what happens when you touch the hot stove, didn't you?
You know, that's kind of the equivalent, isn't it?
So is this made with the Super Metroid's engine or something? So it looks a lot like that.
Either Super Metroid or Zero Mission.
Yeah, maybe Zero Mission. It's just visually it looks a lot like Super Metroid. Yeah, probably Zero Mission's engine.
It'd be a hell of a feat to actually get a hold of that engine.
Which one?
The either one, because, well, these guys had to do it by hand. They had to reverse engineer everything. But it actually does look like Nintendo made it, doesn't it?
This game was in development since before Zero Mission was even made, so they were making the Super Metroid's engine from scratch. Impressive. Super Metroid wasn't the first one to have the Robo Chozo. Damn it, stop dying to a robot.
I want to, but I can't.
Well, what are you? A man? A woman? Or one of those colonial marine things from this universe?
I am a very, very upright horse.
So you're a step above the colonial marine things in this universe, then.
I am merely just an exterminator who is not getting paid enough to do that job.
Yeah, this is like the planet SR-70... No, not 71. That's the Blackbird. What's the name of this?
SR-388.
388. Well, at least I got the SR part right. For completely different reasons. So just how far in the game are you, anyway? Because I remember...
This is, I would call this Area 3.
Yeah, because the only time I ever played this game was back on the Game Boy, and I never got any of those lava pits, I guess it would have been, to go down.
Yeah, in order to do that, you have to kill all the Metroids in the area. Of course, that one had the unfortunate advantage of not having a map.
Advantage? I thought that would have been a disadvantage.
I thought I said disadvantage. Let me repeat that. I thought I said disadvantage. I keep joining words together. It's coming off as really bad slurring.
Space jump. So that was the screw attack before becoming screw attack?
The space jump is what would let you keep jumping and jumping and jumping in the air.
So the screw... Oh wait, never mind. Screw attack was something else altogether. That was just the attack you can do in the air. Okay, never mind. Just mixed the two up. Yeah, screwattack.ru is definitely something. Though it's spelled as SCRU.
Damn, I keep forgetting he throws it downward first.
Look, just remember the Konami code in reverse. Wait. No. Wait.
No, that's only for 10 lives.
So that'd be select, start, A, B, down, up, down, up, down, up. Wait. I can't do it backwards. Fuck. How the fuck can I do the alphabet backwards better than doing the Konami code backwards?
I take it you've had to pass a sobriety test once in your life.
Nope. That one time it was due from D to Q. But that was just after an accident, and the other person was so friggin' pissed off. So they figured, just to placate her, let's just pretend this guy needed to do a sobriety test. Granted, it took me about a second before I could start doing it, because for some reason I can't do the alphabet without starting from the beginning.
But it's because Bill Hicks had the right idea. We're just so used to singing that little song.
Oh, and the officer added the stipulation of don't sing. But yeah, managed to get it done without singing it. Placated the bitch. But still, traffic car accidents are a pain in the ass.
Something I learned while playing Zero Mission last night. Doing the wall jump is a lot easier. Unfortunately, there is nothing left that I can do at this point, so I have to beat this guy just to move forward.
I'm guessing there's no hidden energy tanks or anything.
Nope, I got them all.
Just remember, down, up, not up, down, down. Ow, pussy/hurt, ow. Why does Kitty Claus hurt?
Because Kitty?
Rams. The other one's on the porch. So, it's like the chest is the weak point?
The chest and head.
So why is it that sometimes the legs seem to take damage, but other times the missiles bounce off? Just is, or?
It probably just has armor in the front. And the sad part is, this isn't even in its final form. Yes, they just did that. And I just said that. had so little health going in too. Actually, now that I think about it, I won't be able to get over the wall, at least not by jumping, but maybe I can take the long way around. It's a shame the spider ball never came back. It's actually one of the most useful items in the entire Metroid mythos. Oh, new log entry. This factory assembles worker drones which are tasked with supplying SR388's facilities with replacement parts that keep them running autonomously. Though time has left its mark, the machines have kept it intact. Some combat drones are also constructed here. Robotic workers are malfunctioning and show signs of aggression. Gee, you think? Well, that alone will help me. Now to think about my next move. Yes, Phaser Laser. I had a feeling I was going to have to deal with that speed booster bullshit. obviously I have to go to the left. Alright, let's try this again, this time with feeling.
I'm trying to get the feeling. I'm sorry, Katanisa. I can't get the feeling. I don't have booze. Yeah, I just realized, what the fuck accent was I trying to do? I think I was trying to do a Scotty, but I actually don't know. No, seriously, I don't even know. What the fuck was I trying to do?
Chat room, you be the judge. What accent was he? Okay, once again I have to do the speed boost, but this time I just have to go straight. Actually, I don't even need to use the preceding run. I can just do it here. I do have to get rid of these metal walls. Metal walls. There I go.
So do those stay away as you go through them, or no? Oh, it's probably like Super Metroid. Those will reform when you leave the room.
Oh, they will come back, yes. Luckily, there's little landmarks and positioning things to act as a guide for trying to go through the speed boost, the stuff that stuff in the ceiling. I cannot talk. My brain no working today. Okay, I have to come back with the space jump. think I've truly gotten everything I need that I can get for now. Actually, no. I just remembered there is one other thing I can get.
Question I've been wondering. Between the remake and the original, what are the differences? Aside from this having like a map looking a lot better, and it's about all I can come up with.
Overall differences, well, they tried to make it more like Zero Mission and Super Metroid, with the fact that you can now collect the same items from those two games. Because the super missiles and the power bombs didn't exist before. There are now additional puzzles and boss characters you gotta fight. It's not just the Metroids anymore.
So it's less remake, more remaster? No, less remaster, more remake?
It's kind of both, actually. It's kind of a remaster and remake. And Nintendo are complete idiots for not giving this guy a job and his volunteer dev team. I mean, imagine all the good shit he would have been able to do with Nintendo well, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, apparently I can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
It's sadly a skill that not many of us have fully mastered.
Not all of us can be Lord Cat.
So I'm also guessing directional fire is also a thing they added in?
Yes, you can not only fire up and down, but also
diagonally.
diagonal.
Yep, which was introduced in Super Metroid. I remember that, at least.
Also, the wall jumping mechanics from Super Metroid and Zero Mission. Also,
I think the wall jumping was actually introduced in Super Metroid.
it was introduced in Super Metroid, but however, it is easier in Zero Mission and in this game.
True, but like Formula said, this came out before Zero Mission did.
The original
Actually, no.
demo?
What did he say?
Maybe it took place before.
What did he say? He said this game began development since before Zero Mission was made.
That might have been what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. I just misspoke.
Of course, maybe the style changed once Zero Mission came out. Actually, it might be based on Fusion.
I don't know.
Came out first.
I get the feeling it's actually Fusion. That would be
the last.
03, I'd like to say.
It's actually Metroid 4.
No, I'm saying like 03 was when it came out. Fusion.
Oh, right.
03, 04?
Fun little fact, I remember when I actually found a leaked copy of the ROM And GameFAQs were actually considering banning people who posted walkthroughs for the game because it hadn't been released yet.
Oh, two actually. Back when all we had was 56K modem.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my DSL line in 2000.
Yeah, we didn't bother getting high-speed internet until like 03 or so. Okay, never mind. 2001, 2002. My dad's computer was the only one that had high-speed internet. Everything else was 56K. Because 2003 was when I actually finally got high-speed internet, because that's when I got a new computer. My old laptop could not do high-speed. So it was made in 98. And it was like a $2,000 laptop back in the day. And I look at my current laptop, which is about 6 years old, that I paid like half as much for. And I think my previous self was dumb for suggesting a laptop over a PC at that time. But I was a dumbass 13-year-older. Oh well.
We all make mistakes.
I mean, for what I used it for, it worked. It's just I had no idea just how expensive laptops were back then until I saw the receipt like a year or two ago. God. The other computer I was thinking about at the time was one of those like those Blueberry Macs. But decided no because hey, I wanted a laptop. Oh well. All the random websites I went on and think back in the 56K era.
Dave's Video Game Classics.
Oh, sites that theoretically I probably should have been accessing through Tor. This was before Tor. Back before cybercrime was really a thing, I'm thinking. Really something the government gave a shit about.
Back when Napster was a thing, back when
oh god, yeah, Napster,
back
LimeWire.
WinMX.
Mm-hmm. All the viruses my brother's computer got with that shit.
F-Serve triggers.
Don't recall that one. But I do remember Napster and LimeWire.
Okay, F-Serve is when you are hosting a file server in an IRC chat. And there were entire chat rooms dedicated to this, where people would come on. You would see constant spammings of advertising for that particular F-Serve, as to how many can be hosted one time, like how many users, the type of stuff that it offers, and the trigger that you have to type in to access it. You know of DCCing, correct?
I know of DC Plus. I think that may have been a newer version of DCC, but basically it was kind of like a... I'd like to say it's kind of like a program where people could effectively share whatever programs they wanted, be it music, videos.
I'm sorry, my friend, but you are way off. DCC stands for Direct Cable Connection.
No, I was off then.
And what it is the protocol for sending massive amounts of data through IRC, particularly in terms of sending files from one computer to another directly.
Yeah, so a P2P type system?
It is a kind of peer-to-peer kind of system. There was also a chat version of it to where it's more secure.
Yeah, because I remember like the DC Plus, it did have like some chat functions, but it also had like an archive of sorts of stuff that you could share with other people, but you had to be willing to share stuff of your own. So,
Anyway, direct cable connection also had a chat room, a chat version of it, to where you could talk more securely with each other, and it's also how FServe triggers work. Whenever you were to type a certain trigger word, like for example, if I was hosting an FServe in the chat, I would type in a trigger that where you type in exclamation point poop face or something like that. You just type that in the main chat, and you'll get a private message asking, hey, do you want to connect to this person? And you would automatically get it's kind of like an FTP server, but through IRC, if that makes any sense.
Kind of.
And you have to do all the commands manually. You have to type in like a previous directory or go down to this directory or download this file.
Yeah, the program I used was a lot more simplified. I didn't actually have to put in any command prompt or any lines or anything. It was a lot closer to Napster than what you're describing.
But yeah, those were the days, man. And God help you if your connection was slow or unstable. Because not everybody had the capability of resuming downloads. Because it's not web-based, you can't rely on stuff like Get Right. You see, folks, this is where I feel like I'm an old fogey at this point, because I still remember things like Get Right and WinMX and shit like that.
I remember it as well. At least stuff like that at the time, anyway.
Yeah, for those listening, for you youngins out there, Get Right was a program dedicated entirely to resuming large downloads. Because at the time, a great deal of us still had dial-up connections. Maybe we were on 56K, God help you if you were on 28.8.
Yeah, my school was on 28.8.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was fun, especially in the library. Except somehow, it wasn't the library, but it was like a very big room. Before becoming the main area where like the study breaks were done, it used to host multiple classrooms. It was a very, very big open area, so cubicles kind of separated classrooms. That was the only room that actually had high-speed internet. God, when I was in that room, I remember watching Madness Combat and stuff like that.
I didn't have that luxury.
Yeah, I was in high school from 01 to 05.
It wasn't until my senior year in 1997 when we actually had a computer that ran Windows 95.
Alright, so you're only like 8 years at most older than me. So yeah, I'm in the old group.
And even then, it was only in the library. It was the only time when I also could get access to a computer that could run Quake at a much better FPS. Because mine was not that good.
God, I remember. Basically, it was the room next to our math class. It was kind of like the math lab room, for lack of a better word. There were computers and high-speed internet. During one of the times, during my senior year, basically, if we did good in class, we were able to do stuff in that room. Oh, the LAN parties with Battlefield 1942. God, My classmates just couldn't anticipate the fact that I would continually pilot the aircraft carrier and crash into their battleships. Granted, it was a U.S. aircraft carrier crashing into a Japanese battleship, so I suppose it would make sense that they wouldn't be expecting the kamikaze that way.
Insert quote by James Woods. Learn to fly, Carl.
Oh, I learned to fly. By crashing. I at least got a guaranteed kill every time I got into a plane. But the suicide that accompanied it kind of made it a net zero type thing.
Of all services, why net zero? Well, of course, I take that back. It could be worse. You could have been stuck with only Juno. Juno's only purpose was to send and receive email.
Odd. I think we had that in my high school.
I don't even know how I got a hold of it, but
That was like one of the things that was going around around the time of AOL, at least as a competitor. Earthlink, I think, was also another one.
Prodigy, CompuServe.
Oh, Prodigy. The first time I saw the Valley of Venus, I think it was called on it.
Someone was hosting what I thought was the full version of Doom, the registered version. And it took me 2 hours to download it.
Fuck, I can't remember what it was called anymore. But yeah, it was a cooch. Had a nice name for it.
Sure, we'll go with that. Trying to grind a little bit because there are no save spots down here. There's only one way out of this dark, this dark, foresty type cavern. And even then, it involves another Metroid.
Another Metroid, you say?
Yeah, I think it's a Gamma, and I'm not ready for that yet. I need to get some more health.
I'm guessing you don't get the ice ray or anything, do you?
Not until later.
God, That must suck fighting Metroids without the ice ray.
Well, here's the kicker. Let's go ahead and go back to the Metroid species in the mission log, because anytime you encounter something new, you get a little bit of a you get a bit of documentation as to what is going on with these Metroids. Metroids hunt for any form of energy found in natural or synthetic organisms, leaving behind deceased husks after feeding. They are highly resistant to conventional weapons and possess great adaptability in foreign environments. Estimates suggest a small number of Metroids set loose on a populated planet would lead to the extinction of any present life forms. As such, they've drawn much attention from space pirates who have repeatedly tried to use them as biological weapons. Scans on the native Metroids reveal their most common form in prior incidents is merely the species' larval stage. While there are records of extreme mutations triggered by space pirates using abnormal stimuli, the Metroid homeworld is seemingly the only environment where the species can naturally transform. The Alpha Metroid has gained immunity to cold temperatures. The loss of several nuclei within its green membrane has left it vulnerable to concussive weaponry. A plated exoskeleton partially covers it. So there you go. Even if you had the ice beam, you can't hurt him with that anyway. But hey, you can now hit it with missiles and not have to worry about freezing it. But yeah, the Metroids only have one weak spot, and it's their underbelly.
So basically, you're to Kurt Cobain them.
Yeah, it's one way to go about it.
Look, this is meant to be a channel for family, so I can't exactly say, blow your load into their mouth. How can I?
Some can speculate that it's still family entertainment, even though I have specified for mature audiences only.
I don't know. I suspect it's possible that 16-year-olders might figure out how to get past that marker.
Yeah, by clicking, I am over 18.
Those smart bastards. We need to think of a new genius. Maybe a checkbox nearby as well. That should fool them, right?
Crafty hooligans they is. The hooligans are loose. The hooligans are loose. What if they become ruffians?
Son, grab yourself your smoke, your brandy, your shotgun, and instigate Plan 3712. The Get Off My Lawn plan.
There's the enemy, and it's a fearsome force. Where are the hooligans? Hey, you little fucker, come here. Nope, not to catch us.
Good, you got off my lawn.
You pointed me, I might become a scallywag.
Freaking rapscallions. Damn whippersnappers.
Now say it in the voice of a 90-year-old man.
Goddamn whippersnappers.
Even then, you sounded more butch than Rob.
I have whiskey throat. I have a whiskey throat. You think it's easy to sound old? I'll still sound that way when I'm old. Plus, you heard me at XP Fest. But fine, I'll try. Goddamn rapscallions! Those goddamn rapscallions! Them damn rapscallions!
Those damn
God
raps about
Damn,
scallions.
goddamn rapscallions!
Those damn raps about scallions. Scallions.
God, I might sound butch for the rest of my life. I don't mind.
I managed to survive a little bit longer than I thought I would. Luckily, I had saved, so there is that. I realized that there is actually a way out the way I came in. See, I was worried I wouldn't be able to leave without getting this, which is what's down there, by the way. Once I can get a hold of those, I can then get whatever's behind that one green door, and maybe I can survive against that robot bird.
Memory serves, the green doors are the super missiles, right?
Yes. Haha, silly Metroids thought that I would have to fight them. So silly.
I'm dying.
Die and die. I just realized that this isn't where the super missiles are. Well, may as well try and kill this guy. Maybe I'll get lucky this time around with the bird robot. Robot bird. I might be able to pull it off. I got A3 missiles.
Wait. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Oh.
Oh, wow. I just finally smoked. I bought some Patrons in Atlantic City. 2 boxes cost me $400. Finally smoked one tonight.
Nice.
Probably the best fucking cigars I've ever had. Good God, they fuck you up.
Hell, they're Havanas. What do you expect?
They're actually not from Havana. They're from the Dominican.
Oh,
Surprise, surprise, the Havana is not the king of cigars like they used to be. Because the material is now available to pretty much everybody, so, you know, everyone... I've had bootlegs that are better than the originals, I'm not even kidding. Like, I had a Monte Cristo bootleg. I'd bet you dollars to donuts I'd rather smoke it over the original. Well, what are you guys doing in here?
well, Reese is playing the remake of Metroid 2.
Oh yeah, the game that Nintendo didn't like because people were having fun that wasn't on their terms.
Pretty much.
That's seriously what they asked me about that. It's like, what do you think? I'm like, well, they like you having fun. They just don't like who
They are
people have
making
fun
money off
that
it.
isn't their shit. Make money off it to have fun.
They're not making money off it. It doesn't have some kind of cheap gimmick to utilize all the hardware that it has.
Well, they're from that old school mentality where all fan-made projects spell doom. Like they're from a really old school mentality, so it's like it doesn't shock me that they're not so happy with people remaking their shit.
Yeah.
Looks like a decent remake so far.
From what I've seen, yeah.
It's also hard as hell. Of course, I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty because I'm crazy.
To which I admonish him for forgetting what the stove does.
Aside
In
from
your hand.
the visuals, is much changed, or is this like one of those remakes where they just did it beat for beat, or did they actually take the time to improve a few items?
It took some time and improved a couple of things.
Oh, so it's the good remake. Beautiful.
It's in a Super Metroid / Zero Mission style remake.
It's a good thing. I like when people remake things and actually, like, they don't just take it beat for beat. They're actually like, let's actually look at the whole thing and see what could be worth changing.
For example, this boss here was not in Metroid 2. When you get the space jump, you immediately have to fight this asshole bird robot monster.
Yeah, he's died quite a few times trying to kill the thing.
Now, on the upside, he does spew out fire that you can shoot, and they count as normal enemies. So you can actually grind for health in these things.
Good luck.
Unfortunately, it won't matter much if you keep losing health from his other attacks.
Should do quite a bit of damage.
Yay, he's dead. Oh wait, no he's not.
You still haven't made Robo Chicken yet, so you're not there yet. Wait.
You know what he looks like? an Aztec chicken in particular.
Well, at least it's not a Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, I'm reminded. I think there's a bit of an Aztec influence in that design. It looks like it anyway to me.
Yeah.
I love how they. Oh man, they put spikes at the bottom. God.
Oh, all over.
Still waiting for you to do Axiom Verge. Because you play all these, you got to do that. I mean, it's just it's a good one too. Despite it really just being a Metroid. It's not really a fan. I wouldn't even really call it a knockoff. It's more of like a love letter to that whole philosophy of design and things.
I'll get to it sooner or later.
Do you have it at all?
I don't know if I really have it.
Because I played it, it's good. It's really old school, like old school to the point where I'm actually like I feel like there are things that like could have been kind of done away with, but other than that, you'd dig it. You'd probably really dig it if you like these games. Probably the closest you'll get to a Metroid game, at least since Nintendo doesn't give a shit anymore. Maybe they're just so embarrassed with Other M they thought, oh, fuck this.
What was it called? Axiom Verge?
Axiom Verge. I think it's A.
AXIOM.
Now, the cool thing that it's made by one dude. It's like Dust, where it's made by one dude, and it's kind of impressive if you know that fact. He apparently did this as a side project over 5 years because he actually worked in a whole bunch of AAA stuff. He worked on I think he worked on Alien Isolation. I looked at his credits and I don't remember, but I think that might have been on there.
Oh, I am happy. I am so happy.
Robo Chicken tonight?
Robo Chicken.
I had pork tonight, so.
Robo Chicken with barbecue sauce.
I had pork tonight, so.
I had pizza margarita because I just got back from the movies.
Oh.
Yeah, I finally saw Star Trek.
What'd you see? I haven't
Star
seen
Trek.
that. I know, I haven't seen it because my schedule's been tied with a whole bunch of other films and that has just kind of evaded me. People tell me it's really good, though.
I liked it.
Yeah, people tell me it's pretty damn good, so. Disappointed I haven't bothered to sit down and watch it. I might have to just kind of miss it, probably just wait for the Blu-ray to come out and watch it then. It's been a really cluttered summer. Like, it's just been.
Yeah. I get the next big movie I'm interested in seeing is Doctor Strange.
I want to see that, because the guy who they hired to direct it, and the writer too, they both did Sinister together, which is a horror film, and I actually think that's a cool idea. That's a smart idea, because apparently
Sinister. Is that Italian movie? That Italian horror?
No, that's Suspiria. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah,
no,
the one with like the woman like with the ballet or something.
Yeah, it's the one with the really weird lighting choices. Really good movie though. Really, if you're into that kind of bizarro kind of cinema. But Sinister, it's the two guys, the writer and the director who are doing Doctor Strange. It's a really good. It's one of the better horror, like at least like kind of throw, because there was a whole period where they just was throwaway horror film to throwaway horror film. But this one's really good. It's this crime writer moves into this house.
I remember that was the one with the Super 8 films, right?
That's the one with the Super 8 snuff movies, which are fucking fantastic. That movie, I really like that film because it really built on my notion that old film is just by nature creepy, and
Yeah, especially since I don't think Super 8 was actually capable of recording sound.
I know, yeah. And there's no sound in any stuff tapes too. It's just overcut with a really good music score. It's a really good movie. I watched it recently. It's because I watched it knowing I never saw it, but I heard he was doing Doctor Strange. So I watched it on Netflix with a friend, and it's a really, really creepy movie.
Yeah. And the last thing I really did with Netflix is just watch Adventure Brothers season 1 through 6 in kind of a sitting.
It's good stuff on there. If you have to kind of dig for it. Is the best thing to do with Netflix is to dig around for shit that looks interesting, and you either find a gem or just something not really worth watching.
Yeah. But at least with that, I realized that Adventure Time is just not my kind of show.
Yeah, I watch. It's frustrating because it feels like it'd be my own, you know. Because I love animation that is basically designed for drug addicts.
I mean, I gave it 3 episodes and I just couldn't get into it.
That's fair enough. I mean, Stranger Things is really good, though.
Yeah.
By the way, Reese, if you're wondering, I saw you had shared the GIF of the Christmas lights. You don't have Netflix, do you, Reese?
No, in fact, I searched for close to an hour, just trying to figure out what the hell that was from. Just like
Stranger Things. It's a show on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I found out eventually. I was like, holy crap! Why can't I find this? I just didn't know what to look for.
Yeah, you should have told me, because I watched all 8 episodes in about a day. It's a fucking good show. It's like a tribute to a lot of Spielberg and Stephen King stuff from the 80s. It's like this. It's a tribute the best possible way to. It's like.
Plus, there was also that Stranger Things logo that I've been seeing people make whatever they want with that font, that logo style.
That logo's great, and yes, I have made a couple of them. I wrote Bush did 9/11 on mine, so I did.
The first one I saw was fuck Konami.
Everyone has been having a good time with it. It's a really good show. I mean, like I said, it's a lot. And I'm not really one who watches a lot of television shows because, you know, films are easy to sit through. TV shows require commitment, so you have to be really into it to begin with. There are a couple I love. I love True Detective. I want to watch the night of when it finishes, because that's, you know, I don't have HBO, and Lord God knows that's the kind of show you have to keep up with, so. Oh shit, the entire Bob Ross collection is on Netflix. I might have to pull those. Yeah, I'm just lurking around Netflix seeing if they added anything new. Oh god, Slow TV is on Netflix. You guys Slow TV is?
Slow TV?
You guys don't know what Slow TV is. Alright, let me explain this. So in Norway, there's this phenomenon called Slow TV. Basically how it works is it's 5 hours of mundane shit. The first time I ever heard about it, in Norway, they aired on television a train ride, a 7-hour train ride in real time. A full 7-hour train ride in real time. And you know what the most crazy thing about it was? It was a hit. Apparently, it had millions in viewership. Not sure if the exact number, but it was ridiculous.
Wow. If it's that easy to make a hit.
Apparently, in Norway, apparently. Yeah.
Well, I know for a fact that there's like this German guy on YouTube who does like actual construction work with like some model vehicles, like cranes and.
I've seen that, and when I watch them, I get two reactions. One, this guy has way too much free time on his hands, and there's something really, like, I can watch it, and like there are people who watch, and like there's something just kind of meditative about it. Like you have it on in the background, or like when you're trying to sleep. There's something relaxed about really mundane stuff.
Yeah. Though in the case of that German excavation guy, I'm probably thinking, could he apply to actually work for these kind of jobs with this experience?
I'm good. It'd be weird. We kind of would love to see him kind of throw out an application to an actual construction work, show him the videos, and see if they actually give him the job.
Those that are watching, yes, this is what's required to eventually get the super missiles. You have to do a. It's kind of a puzzle, but at the same time, it's kind of not. You just have to guide a sentry bot with super missiles. Also,
just one point out. Yeah, continue. Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I may as well, if anyone asks, just so you guys can be the dealer of news, I'm gonna be in Rome on the Saturday. I won't be back till the 31st, so if anyone asks where I am, which I doubt they will, just tell them, yeah, I'm in Rome. I might post it to my Twitter if I get Wi-Fi, but we'll see.
Will do.
Alright.
Yay, I have super missiles.
No. Oh shit, this is Xbox controller functionality?
Yes.
Fuck, they went all out with this one. Fuck.
It's the only mainstream controller that resembles a Super NES pad.
Does this have, speaking of which, I wonder if this has at least a PS4, because that has drivers for PC, well...
If it supports X input, yeah.
Oh, good God. Does it have prompts and everything? Like, I wonder if they went that far, because it still has the prompts for Xbox if you use PS4, but like... I'm wondering if they just went all out and actually put the triangle, X, square and everything for... Because that happens with Rocket League, so like, I'm curious.
True, but isn't that just because it's mainly cross-compatible with PS4 and PC, and less so with Xbox?
Well, I mean... Oh, jeez, I didn't think about that. I'm just wondering, like, I'm curious to know if they went all out and actually gave the thing, if you plug in a PS4, they actually gave the whole thing, like, they actually made, like, triangle, square outputs and everything. Also heard some guys who tried to make at least a Pokemon fanfic game. It's not a fanfic game, but it felt like one where it's its own thing. Apparently they didn't get the DO, they didn't get the copyright just yet, but they took it down in fear that they would.
Considering that it's a Nintendo, not surprised.
I think they were more than ready for that. Even though they took all the download sites, if you're desperate enough, I know some boring sites that have the whole thing, because that might be the only real way to get it now. At least people who aren't sharing all the files on like Dropbox or anywhere like that. Be right back. I'm gonna have to go take a piss.
Okay.
All of that fuss just for a missile upgrade.